Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I brought you today with a book recommendation, more so like what I read um, the last few months. That is from around November of last year till now, February. So let's get into the video. So this book I bought, it's very special because I bought it with my first salary. तो मेरे लिए तो बहुत ही special book है. Right now मेरे पास I wish I could show you like this hardcover, but because we shifted homes, it's somewhere in the cupboard of that whole pile of books that I own. So उसके नीचे से अब ढूंढना it's like very hard. That's why I wish I had it in my hand because अभी तक कोई भी book में मैंने ऐसे book ऐसे हाथ पे पकड़ के दिखाया नहीं है. It's all PDF, so I can't show. Anyways, that book is very special because I bought it with my first salary. It's called Dream Beyond Shadows. So this book is very very interesting, inspiring. It's about a guy who used to work in USA. वहाँ पे वो पढ़कर इंडिया से ही है, but he went to US and he studied there and he got a job there and he was like doing very well, अच्छा सा pay everything. But finally he decided कि यार मेरे को life में ना मेरा purpose क्या है, what is there, that crisis thing we have, existential crisis. So he had that and he wanted to find the purpose of his life and he felt कि I'm just doing that mundane, boring, old routine that every human being does and I want to do something better in my life. I want to be one with myself, and not compare my journey with someone and मतलब बाकी लोगों की तरह मैं नहीं चलना चाह रहा. तो he basically takes a trip to Amazon forest and where he does this ritual called ayahuasca. I don't know how you pronounce it. It sounded very wild when I say ayahuasca. I don't know, ayahuasca. जो भी है अजीब सा एक रिचुअल है. तो लोग मतलब स्पिरिचुअल वो थोड़ा एक पेगन टाइप कुछ है. आई डोंट नो, आई एम नॉट वेरी श्योर हाउ टू लाइक डिस्क्राइब इट. आई मीन आई नो व्हाट हैपेंस इन इट बिकॉज आई रेड द बुक एंड आई वाज लाइक माय आईज वर लाइक व्हाट. तो मैंने कभी ज़िंदगी में सुना नहीं, कुछ अजीब सा ही कुछ नया सुना है. तो दिस इज समथिंग, इट्स अ शैमनिक रिचुअल आई थिंक. So you do that and then they give you some tonics or something and then it's like a meditation plus something closer to nature, spiritually or true self, stuff like that. He does that and then he goes to few other places. It's in Peru, around Peru. तो ये सब जगहों में जाता है and how he discovers himself, how he discovers the people around him, experiences. It's a beautiful book. Well recommended. अगर if you're going through a life crisis and you yourself and you feel like घर पे फंसे हो या मतलब life में फंसे हो, then you should definitely read. Maybe someday you can also travel like him. So yeah, it was a good inspirational book. Next on my list are two books by the same author. So this was recommended to me by Vinisha, a friend. So this was actually there in my list बहुत सालों से, and I did not find the courage to read it because I thought बहुत boring सा book होगा, क्या ही इसके बारे में पढ़ूंगी. So the name of the book is Dongri to Dubai, and you might get an idea now what it is. From the cover page, it's about Dawood Ibrahim and along with him मुंबई माफिया. तो माफिया अंडरवर्ल्ड जो लोग हैं मुंबई में उनके बारे में स्टोरी है. इट्स नॉट जस्ट दाऊद इब्राहिम, लाइक अ लॉट ऑफ स्टोरीज. इट्स लाइक अ जीनियोलॉजिकल थिंग कि मतलब कौन से फर्स्ट जनरेशन ऑफ डॉन्स, सेकंड जनरेशन ऑफ डॉन्स, दैट्स लाइक अ होल बंच. तो उन सब की स्टोरी एंड हाउ देर ऑल इंटरकनेक्ट. इट्स ऑलमोस्ट लाइक अ बॉलीवुड मूवी plot, like everyone is like connected to each other and some way, and it's very plot twisty and very cool and I never anticipated कि इतना इंटरेस्टिंग ये बुक होगा कि मतलब यू कांट पुट इट डाउन. इट्स सो गुड. लाइक आई बिंज रेड इट. मतलब फुल बैठ के मतलब फुल मैंने एक ही आई थिंक उसमें पढ़ लिया है. वो सो गुड एंड आई वाज लाइक डैम, आई डिडंट न्यू सच स्टोरीज वर देयर. ऑफ कोर्स दे आर लाइक some gory, some violent, but these are like stories of how normal people suddenly had power and then they became something else and dark, and I mean little Robin Hood also sometimes, but still. So these are like interesting stories, fascinating, not like you want to like emulate them or something, but just good for your क्या बोलते हैं overall general knowledge, if you know I think क्या किसका क्या history है. मतलब it's nice, very interesting read, please go. The other is, it's by Hussein Zaidi. I love that author. I love the way he writes. I like his writing sense and also his humor. Next book, because I read so much about the women in the book, they're like mafia world में भी they're like women. तो कुछ women already डोंगरी to दुबई में mentioned थे. तो I was really curious. Also because I watched Gangubai and I loved it. Maybe that's why. So they're like mention of few people. That movie was also taken from this book, which I'm going to talk about. This book's name is Mafia Queens of Mumbai, or just Mafia Queens. So these were the women, female dons, who were like she devils or like the she rock stars of Mumbai underworld, and they have a little cameo in the Dongri Dubai book. But you will really get intrigued about their story because you're like, यार लड़कियाँ भी करती थी ये सब, तो you want to read a little about them. Very like manipulative and very smart women. So it's very interesting. That book also I read it like one read only, so it's really interesting. Like if you want to give it a try, please give. There's thriller, there's mystery, there's so much like fun reading these books. So these two books. Now we have the next book. Next few books will be like biography books, because one I read because I had to do my because of my degree के चक्कर में उन्होंने बोला था वो पढ़ना है, तो मैंने पढ़ा. तो it is like a very popular book. I think you might already know about it. It's Mahatma Gandhi's My Experiments with Truth, his autobiography that he himself wrote while he was alive. So it's okay. It's a nice, it's a very खुद का पर्सपेक्टिव से अपनी स्टोरी को बताना book. Obviously autobiography is that, but it stops almost around the time when the whole Indian independence starts, मतलब in the middle of it. So पूरा complete नहीं किया कर पाए शायद वो, इसलिए I got a little upset because I was more interested into those parts कि in those days, what led to Pakistan. And of course I've read things, I've seen a lot of documentaries, but थोड़ा अपने पर्सपेक्टिव से उनका जानना था मुझे. But it somehow he drops it in the mid only. Maybe बाद में टाइम ना मिला वो करने का. I mean, it's nice. I got to learn a lot. He's read like almost all religious books like Bible, Quran, Bhagavad, and all their books as well. And he's like into a lot of literature as well, and he's like well learned, and he's like into medicines, diets. So that's very interesting point of view जो मैंने कभी मतलब expect नहीं किया कि facts उनकी life का अच्छा ऐसा भी कुछ था. So it's interesting, nice. I liked it. Number 2, then I read Imran Khan's autobiography. Not Imran Khan the actor, Imran Khan the previous Prime Minister of Pakistan, who was also an old ex-cricketer of Pakistan. Yeah. So बस ऐसे ही पढ़ा हुआ था तो मैंने पढ़ लिया PDF उसका. So it's interesting. I mean, he also paints a very new perspective of Pakistan to you, and what the kind of work he's done before he became Prime Minister. The works that he's done, right from his childhood, and then all the charity works, and how he creates the first क्या बोलते हैं cancer center institute, like very high quality one in Pakistan, under his mom's name, who actually passes away because of cancer. So those things are very nice and very cool to read. So yeah, it's a little overview also of Pakistan's politics, how it has changed over the years and everything. So it's interesting. If you're like interested in culture, world politics and stuff like that, you can read it. It's good. I've heard a lot about her, so I wanted to read a lot. I tried my best, इतना PDF टाइप करके finally I got it 2 years later. मैंने कभी किसी बुक को इतना चाहत से ढूंढा नहीं है. First time in my life. So the book is Being Ritu Nanda, about Ritu Nanda, who unfortunately passed away in the same year that her brother Rishi Kapoor passed away. So she is Raj Kapoor's daughter, as you can expect. मतलब समझ में आ ही गया होगा. So it's about her life and how she comes from this film family and then gets married into this huge business family of Delhi. Delhi mein for what was their name? Fortis? No. Okay, I forgot. The Nandas. They have this company name. I forgot. Anyways, so she gets married there, and then she becomes mother-in-law to Amitabh Bachchan's daughter. So there's a lot of that, but beyond that, who she is, what is her role in the society, and what all things she has done. She's even got a Guinness World Record for LIC as an insurance agent. That's cool. So, and then all the charity work that she's done, the kind of person she is, every time I've seen stories of the family members, they always um, talk about her like the brightest angel there is in the world. So I was like, as a log, I'm very curious about, because I've always felt that my mom, not felt, everyone knows this, it's a fact, that my mother is actually a very good, like, angel like person. So whenever I hear about people like that, I'm very curious. What makes them that, that sort of a person? How are they so nice? So I like to read about nice people as well. So this was a very good read, and I'm really honestly like very humbled to know that even in rich people अच्छे लोग भी होते हैं, like mostly rich people are what, flamboyant, and थोड़ा I think ये stereotype भी है, but yeah, you would expect them to be arrogant, but this one is like very nice and very sweet, very humble, so giving, so this thing. So it was a very beautiful read. So if you want, you can read that. Next on my list is very very hot book, like matlab everybody on this planet earth is were like going mad about this book, maybe mostly in Britain, but because it created a lot of controversies, it still is continuing to create controversy, and it will always create controversy, because this book is about Prince Harry, and it is his autobiography called Spare. Yes. So it created controversy because other than all the we want to stay silent, but we will also talk about the problems inside the palace, interviews later. Finally, they decided to put out a book about themselves, which was like a shock, because nobody expected this. Perhaps maybe when he'll retire or something we expected, but ये तो अभी से आ गया. And it was like a full knock book. I think I was expecting more, like I wasn't expecting it to be this humorous. I mean, I knew Prince Harry is like funny and all, but मैंने इतना कॉमेडी इसमें होगा ये सोचा नहीं. उसको लिखता भी अच्छा है, पता नहीं उसने लिखा है या किसी और ने लिखा है, मोस्टली कभी कभार कोई और भी लिख लेता है, बस यू जस्ट नरेट योर स्टोरी टू देम. बट आई फील इट्स हिम ओनली. बट सो इन दैट सेंस उसका ह्यूमर सेंस बहुत अच्छा है, उसने लिखा अच्छा है, and he's like very this thing about his problems. He seeks therapy, the problem he has with the palace routine and palace life, gilded cage, all of that. And of course the most and the worst problem in this book is main problem concern of this book is the fact that the paps intrusion, how they are all constantly devouring him and his family, which is sad to read. That part I was like, I could sort of sympathize with them, and I felt यार ये तो बुरी बात है, because his mother also passed away in a way because of the paps, right? We all know about it. So that culture I never knew इतना खराब था. Like of course I knew about Diana and how bad it was for her, but I never knew even for the whole palace people, all the royal family members was even harder. I thought Indian paps were worse, but no, Britons are even worse. So that those things are like, मतलब उनको कभी किसी चीज़ कुछ अकेले करने की privacy नहीं है, freedom नहीं है. Those things are very sad. And he also sort of talks about their own personal family problems. I don't think there was a need to like talk about family problems in a book like that and sort of like put it out for the world, because again if you like, but again each to its own. अब तुम्हारी लाइफ में तुम्हें लग रहा था कि कोई प्रॉब्लम है, तुम you're like going through something, then yeah, I mean I don't know whom to believe now, because half my life I was really rooting for like William and Kate ever since I knew who they were. I wasn't a huge Harry Meghan fan. I still am not, I guess. But maybe I can sympathize with him now because of the book. I wasn't expecting myself to sympathize with them, but yeah, whatever. It's like a confusing read for me. I mean, I enjoyed it, but also there are like problems that I have. There are things that I have a problem with. So I don't know. I mean, if you don't want to take it at face value, then it's fine. But yeah, it's just a book. So if you're interested, you can read it. So it's a fun, like enjoyable read. He might maybe talking too much. There are like 3 parts and then chapters. And second part is more about his career as a soldier, military guy. That part is a little too much. I feel. I think जिंदगी में और कुछ करने के लिए नहीं था. So that's what he got, and तो उसका थोड़ा ज़्यादा जोश में आके he spoke a lot about that. So those parts maybe he could have like skipped, but okay, nice. So I liked the Spare book. It was very surprisingly good. दिस इज़ अबाउट मिडल ईस्ट विच वॉज आई वॉज सॉर्ट ऑफ लाइक इंट्रीग्ड अबाउट कि बहुत कुछ है मिडल ईस्ट। तो बहुत साल तक मुझे पता ही नहीं था किसका क्या है, लाइक हुज खतर, खतर कहाँ पे, यूएई में, दुबई में आता है या दुबई कहीं और आता है, यूएई क्या है, तो आई नेवर न्यू। मतलब इनका थोड़ा जोग्राफी एंड दिस थिंग इज लिटिल कंफ्यूजिंग मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स। पर्शिया क्या है, मतलब there's लॉट ऑफ confusion. This is like a very cool book if you're interested in culture, if you're if you're interested in world history एंड तुम्हें जानना है कि कौन किसका क्या है, कैसे मतलब एक कंट्री फॉर्म हुआ या मतलब एक रीजन फॉर्म हुआ, एक कॉन्टिनेंट फॉर्म हुआ, कहाँ क्या 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 हुआ, फुल एक क्रोनोलॉजिकल ऑर्डर में जानना है, कोई शौक है तो प्लीज़ गो अहेड एंड रीड द कंसाइज हिस्ट्री सीरीज। इट्स वेरी कूल एंड इट्स प्रिटी डीप इन डेप्थ में वो लोग लिखते हैं सब कुछ। तो इफ़ यू लाइक इंटरेस्टेड इन ऑल ऑफ दैट, आई थिंक जनरल नॉलेज अवेयरनेस के लिए अच्छा है टू नो अबाउट वर्ल्ड हिस्ट्री एंड ऑल। तो yeah, I read it and it was pretty fun. I enjoyed it. Next on my list is it's a Korean book. So there are two Korean books. Number one, Kim Jo Young, born in 1982. Oh my god. So this was actually there in my list of, there was a list of Korean literature books or just Korean books that I wanted to read, translated in English of course. तो ये मेरे लिस्ट में सबसे ऊपर था बिकॉज मैंने बहुत लोगों को देखा है इसको रिकमेंड करते, इंस्टाग्राम पर भी बहुत देखा है, अदरवाइज भी कहीं पे पढ़ा है कि बहुत अच्छा है, मस्ट रीड है फॉर विमेन अराउंड द वर्ल्ड एंड इवन फॉर मैन एंड फॉर एवरी वन, एंड इट इज़ अ मस्ट रीड एक्चुअली। लाइक इफ़ यू हैव टू रीड दिस बुक यार, मतलब ये तुम्हारी ज़िंदगी का बहुत टाइम लेता भी नहीं, इतना छोटा बुक है। आई विश इट वॉज बिग, लाइक मतलब आई विश इट वॉज बिग, इट वॉज सो गुड। मतलब इसका राइटिंग हो टू द पॉइंट, नरेशन, कोई उधर उधर की बात नहीं, एंड ऑलमोस्ट लाइक इट्स रियलिटी यार, इट्स रियलिटी। लाइक वीमेन गो थ्रू इट ऑल थ्रू देयर लाइफ एंड हमको पता भी नहीं चलता कि ये हमारे लाइफ साथ अब्यूज़ हो रहा है या हमारे साथ गलत हो रहा है, यू नो, बिकॉज वी थिंक इट्स अ नॉर्म एंड इट इज़ द नॉर्म मेड बाय मैन, सो वी थिंक कि दिस इज़ ओके। So when we read only we understand कि अच्छा, oh yeah, we also went through this, oh yeah, this also happened to me. So there's like lot of stuff happening and you can relate. So this is about a woman, by the title you understand, Kim Jo Young, born in 1982. तो उसका full एक life का stage of life as a child, as an adult, and then as a family person, as a woman, as a mother, all of that. तो it's a whole Bildungsroman बोलते हैं उसको, आई रिमेंबर। चलो कुछ तो याद है स्कूल मतलब कॉलेज का। ओके मैम, थैंक यू मैम, अनीशा मैम फॉर टीचिंग मी दिस। तो ये चीज़ है बिल्डिंग्सरोमन, मतलब एक बंदे का लाइफ का फुल क्रोनोलॉजिकली समझाना इन अ स्टोरी, इन अ प्लॉट, इज कॉल्ड बिल्डिंग्सरोमन। इट्स अ लिटरेरी डिवाइस या एक प्लॉट तरीका बोलने का, नैरेटिव डिवाइस। ओके सो ये है एंड इट्स वेरी गुड, लाइक यू हैव टू रीड इट, ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं लगता, बहुत शॉर्ट स्टोरी टाइप है। So with that I'm going to end this video. It's pretty long now. I told you sorry कि मैंने 2 कोरियन बुक्स, एक्चुअली दूसरा मैं रीड ही कर रही हूँ, अगर वो ख़त्म हो जाता तो it would have been 10 लिस्ट, बट वो अभी ख़त्म नहीं हुआ, इसलिए आई एम जस्ट पुटिंग अप 9 बुक्स एंड हाउ आई फेल्ट about them, their review. So all of these are must reads, yeah, please, but definitely must read में I will say Kim Jo Young. Definitely you have to read it. Both the books of Hussein Zaidi, Mafia Queens and Dogri to Dubai, you have to read it, it's very good. And the rest are optional, अगर आपको पढ़ना है तो आप पढ़ लो, right? So yeah, these 3 are must. अगर ये हुसैन जैदी नहीं पढ़ा तो भी ये किम जो यंग ज़रूर पढ़ना है, it's very good. So in the future I'm going to read even more Korean books, like translated books, Asian literature books a lot, because I'm really curious about the culture and everything, so it's part of that. So I'm going to read a lot of books. मैं उसका अलग से list बना के videos और करूँगी, you know, just those categories, so that will be interesting, then you can see if you can read, if you want to read or not. So yeah, that's it for the video. बहुत लंबा हो गया. I had fun doing this. अभी तो मैंने कुछ बाल भी कुछ किया ही नहीं है, आई वॉज जस्ट सो एक्साइटेड टू रिकॉर्ड दिस, मैंने कुछ किया ही नहीं। एनीवेज, थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग, आई लव यू गाइज, आई मिस यू गाइज, आई एम सॉरी फॉर नॉट बीइंग वेरी रेगुलर हियर, बट आई कांट हेल्प, क्या करूँ, ज़िंदगी ऐसी है, हम कुछ कर नहीं सकते, बट ज़रूर करेंगे किसी दिन। आई होप आई कैन get a little more independent and then start traveling and then maybe take you guys with me. That is the whole plan actually from the day one, कि मतलब start traveling. Travel vlogs are my big passion. I really want to do it, but क्या करें, अभी travel कर नहीं रहे तो क्या ही travel vlogs दिखाएं. So I want to do all that, and बीच में I want to do lifestyle stuff like these also, recommendations, this and that, you know, fun videos, what is happening in my life, all these stuff. अब फिलहाल कुछ हो नहीं रहा है, happen नहीं हो रहा, तो मैं क्या दिखाऊँ, right? So I'm sorry about that, but I hope you stay connected all the time, all the way. Abhi I think I have 444 subscribers or something like that. Or is it 555? Let's make it 666 or maybe 77 or maybe 999. I would love that. I'm loving the fact that in 5 years I am able to create a very stable sort of followers for myself. हाँ ज़्यादा नहीं है दूसरों के हिसाब से, but still I am really happy with my followers. I'm really happy with you guys. So thank you for following. अगर नहीं किया सब्सक्राइब तो प्लीज़ सब्सक्राइब करो, लाइक करो, कुछ कोई बुक रिकमेंडेशंस आपकी हैं और नीचे लिखो और लेट मी नो, राइट. एंड व्हाट ऑल काइंड ऑफ वीडियोज़ यू वांट मी टू डू. ऑफकोर्स जो कर सकते हो वही मैं करूँगी, बट स्टिल यू कैन ऑल्सो पुट दैट डाउन. एंड या आई होप आगे आपका मार्च और भी इंटरेस्टिंग जाए. आई होप जनवरी फरवरी अच्छा गया हो, मार्च और भी अच्छा जाए और आगे वाला साल और अच्छा होता रहे. एंड विद दैट बाय बाय, टेक केयर, see you again in another video. Sarang hai.